and welcome back to Waverly Reads. Today I'm doing the mid-year book freakout tag. This was created last year, specifically for last year, but I thought I would do it this year because I saw Bookables do it about a week ago, I think, and it looks amazingly fun, and I wasn't on Booktube last year, so yeah. The original tag was made by Read Like Wildfire. I will leave her video in the description down below. So far this year, I have read 21 books. My Goodreads challenge was only 30 books, so I'm probably going to have to up that goal a little bit over the next month or so. Starting with the book tag, question number 1 is the best book you've read so far. For me, that is Insurgent by Veronica Roth. It's just the book that had the biggest impact on me and the books that got the highest rating this year. Number 2 is best sequel you've read this year. For me, again, this is probably Insurgent because it was the best book I read this year. It's also a sequel. But to keep it so it's not getting repetitive, I'm going to have to say City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. This was the best sequel other than Insurgent that got the highest rating on my rating scale this year. Number 3 is new release that you haven't yet read but want to. For me, I have 2. One that I can read as soon as I get it, and another one that I need to read the first book first. The one that I can read is The Last Start by Rick Yancey. I recently finished The Infinite Sea and I loved it. And the other one is A Court of Mist and Fury. I need to read A Court of Thorns and Roses before I can read A Court of Mist and Fury, but it came out this year and I really want to read it. Number 4 is most anticipated release for the rest of the year. I'm not one that keeps up with releases, if I'm honest. But one book I do know that is coming out is Heartless by Marissa Meyer. Such a hyped author, and I haven't read anything by her, so I'm really hyped because I think I'm going to go with her most recent book as my first book I read by her. Number 5 is biggest disappointment. For me, this has to be Silken Bonds by Zara Devereux. I don't know why this disappointed me, but I was in the mood to read something a bit sexy, a bit slutty, a bit, you know, just something like this. I was really disappointed to find out that this is just basically amateur fan fiction that goes nowhere with the plotline, and just it wasn't a good experience reading this book. Number 6 is biggest surprise. For me, this has to be the Shiver trilogy by Maggie Stiefvater. I am not a big fan of werewolves, so I was like, am I gonna like this book? Am I gonna like this trilogy? And I did. I freaking loved it, and now I love wolves. I love her take on wolves, and they're just amazing and wonderful. So this was definitely a big surprise for me, actually liking a werewolf book. Number 7 is favourite new author, whether that be debut or new to you. So this author is by far new to me because she was hyped about so much, and that is Cassandra Clare, who wrote the Mortal Instruments, the Infernal Devices, the Bane Chronicles, and I think that's all she's written so far, but oh my god, she's by far a new favourite author for me because I loved this book and I loved City of Ashes, and I just, new to me, favourite, just wow. Number 8 is newest fictional crush. I pretty much crush on everyone that I read, but this one stands out among the most. And that has to be Evan Walker from The Fifth Wave and The Infinite Sea. Oh my gosh, Evan. I freaking adore Evan. He is my baby, and I freaking adore this kid. Oh my gosh. Newest fictional crush, Evan. Evan. Number 9 is newest favourite character. Now, I don't pick favourite characters because they're all my babies and I love them all equally. But one character I've recently discovered how much I love is Tiny from Will Grayson. He reminds me so much of Damien from Mean Girls. Oh my gosh, Tiny, I freaking adore you. Tiny is a typically gay character, and he's involved in like musicals. Pretty much just is Damien. Like, he's this huge guy, gay guy named Tiny. I love the idea of him, and I love him, and he's adorable. Tiny is by far one of my new favourite characters. Number 10 is a book that made you cry. Only one book has made me cry properly this year, and that was Insurgent by Veronica Roth. Okay, so Allegiant did make me cry right at the very end, but this made me cry all the way through. So there's only 2 books that made me cry properly this year, and that was those 2. But this one made me cry more, so I'm saying this one And it's not even that the book is very sad, it's just a lot of fights and arguments happen in this book, and I was so attached to the relationship that I was like, no, this cannot happen. Number 11 is a book that made you happy. For me, this is Ingo by Helen Dunmore. This book is filled with so many childhood memories, and it's just such a happy, oh no, it's not a happy book at all. But I don't know, just getting back into mermaids and the world of Ingo just made me really happy, and it made me reminisce my childhood, and I loved it. Number 12 is your favourite book to movie adaptation you have seen this year. Now, here's something you don't hear from me quite often. I haven't watched any book to movie adaptation movies this year. Like, at all. I haven't watched Legion. I haven't even watched Insurgent. I haven't watched Mockingjay Part 2. I just haven't watched anything. But I've watched 2 TV shows this year that are book to TV show adaptations, but I haven't read the books to one of them. The TV shows, I guess that's all I can say, and that would be The Walking Dead, but I haven't read the books, but I freaking adore that TV show. Like, come on, that TV show is amazing. And the one I have read is Shadowhunters, based on the Mortal Instruments. But I've only watched 3 episodes, so I can't really say it's my favourite. So I don't know, I can't really answer this question. Number 13 is favourite review you've written this year, or Booktube edition, favourite video you've done so far. I don't write reviews, I really want to get into it. I recently opened a Goodreads account and I really want to start writing my reviews on there too, so I'm gonna have to probably get into that. And I've only filmed 2 reviews this year. One was a movie review on Finding Dory, and the other one was my Divergent Trilogy review. I have to say, the Divergent Trilogy review I like better than my Finding Dory review because it's about Divergent. There's no other way to describe it. I will link that here and you can go watch that if you want to, and it'll also be in the description bar. Number 14 is most beautiful book you have brought this year. If you've watched any previous videos of mine recently, then you'll know that it is the Hunger Games trilogy by Suzanne Collins. Oh my god, I am obsessed with these covers. They are so beautiful and just shiny and amazing and wonderful. And I'm gonna put them down before I go into a huge freaking overblow about these freaking books. Like, oh, I love them so much. And the last question is, what books do you need to read before the end of this year? I don't really have a year TBR, but I put down some books that I want to get read by the end of this year, so they are as followed. The only copy I actually own is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I wanted to read this for a while now, and I need to get around to it at some point, so this needs to be read before the end of the year. And the other 4 I put on the list are books I need to buy before I can read them, but I know I'm going to read and own them before the end of this year. The Last Star by Rick Yancey, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas, and City of Glass by Cassandra Clare. I would like to tag Bookwormia and Sam the Book Dragon to do this tag. I would like to see your answers to these questions, so please do this tag. That's all I have today. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below what book made you cry the most this year and what book made you feel the most happy this year. Subscribe if you haven't already. I make books. I wish I made books. I make videos every 4 to 5 days. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Waverly, and now I'm off to read. Bye!